don't you?
Well, yeah, the common bond thread, to sidestep slightly between the three things that I've done and Karen and I have done in the past 20, 30 years, is the clothing, the filming, the buildings that we've owned, the property that we've managed, and the Porsches have all got their own unique style. Serious Clothing wasn't the only rock and roll clothing company. But what we did that separated us from other people is we used non-traditional clothing materials. For example, we used car seat fabric, swirl velvet, for a line of clothing. So we think outside the box. Because we didn't go to fashion school, no one ever sort of taught us the right and wrong. And when Serious Clothing was pretty big, we'd often have people come up to us, and familiar story, my daughter or son's looking to get into fashion. I'm thinking of sending them to fashion school, and this is pre-Project Runway and all these reality shows. And they'd say, what do you think? And we'd say, well, maybe you can learn the business end of things, but you cannot go to school to learn ideas and taste. You either have that or you don't. You can't be taught style. Someone can show you what styles have come before. Here's punk, here's blah, blah, blah. But you can't be taught a style. I think you either have it or you don't. So the common bond thread is Sirius had its own style. The building that we've been able to film in consistently for 15 years, we're not the only old film location in LA, there's lots of them. But ours was just a little bit different because we didn't set out to build a soundstage. So it's not a bunch of flats and props. We built our dream, live, work facility. So we put our soul and passion into it, which is what we did with the clothing. We didn't follow the trend. We designed what we personally like to wear, and apparently we were the trendsetters. So the third part of the story is the Porsches that I've designed and sort of tweaked with my own individual style are instantly recognizable as a 911, but what separates them from a lot of people building similar cars is the little details that the factory never put on those cars. A lot of people tend to emulate, okay, if this 73 RS left the factory a certain way, everyone duplicates the way it left the factory. So the common thread between them all,
the purists.
Yeah, pissing off the purists. So the common thread between the three things that we've been able to do with no educational background in that area is always followed our gut, always sort of knew if it felt right to us, we were on the right track.